Conservative Daily Wire host Matt Walsh is very concerned about the lesbians.
As much as the left likes to claim that they're being erased, you're erasing me. Lesbians actually are, the category of lesbian is, in fact, in reality, being erased. And if you follow the demographic trends, in another 30, 40 years, that just won't exist anymore. And you look at the younger generations, Gen Z and millennials, while LGBT identification has skyrocketed and trans identification has skyrocketed, lesbian identification has fallen off of a cliff. And why is that? Well, it's because every girl, every woman who in the past would have identified themselves as a lesbian, now they're being told that, oh, no, you're actually a man. You're not a lesbian. You're actually not only a man, you're a straight man, it turns out. So this is, if you want to talk about conversion therapy, this is really the only kind of conversion therapy that goes on. You know, on top of the most insidious form, which is in general the way that kids are recruited into the LGBT fold. But here's conversion therapy. Essentially what the left is doing is they're taking lesbian women and they are converting them into straight men, or trying to anyway.
Tell me you don't understand LGBTQ issues without telling me you don't understand. Actually, you know what? Tell me you don't understand a goddamn thing about what's going on in the world without telling me you don't understand. Because what the hell was that? I don't even know exactly what to say about that. Oh, they're turning lesbians into straight men. Who? Where? When? And most importantly, I guess, why? Why would you say such things, Tom?
This is the right-wing ploy to make the right wing look like they're defending women when they don't really give a damn about women anyway. They don't give a damn about lesbians. As somebody who is non-binary and who is in the LGBTQ community, I know the Republican Party and the conservative movement does not give a damn about me. And that's fine. That needs to be recognized. They are acting as if they're protectors of women and finding, again, back to what we talked about earlier, they're finding victims where there is no victims. Most women that they actually have to deal with, they're afraid of because they're strong, they're talented, usually they're a person of color, and by God, they could kick their ass or whatever thing they end up talking about, because that's just the way of the world with conservatives, because they're dumb and ignorant. And this is just showing how dumb and ignorant it is, while they're trying to literally save the damsel in distress when there is no damsel there to be saved.
Yeah, again, it's trying to invent a damsel. And look, there's been some success. I hate to say it, because what they've done, and you're right to point this out, is to try to turn feminists against trans people. Again, J.K. Rowling is one of the best examples of this. You know, saying, "Oh, look at that. See, you're having men invade women's spaces." Well, for one, trans women are women, so suck it up, bitch. Okay, you're not going to be able to pit most feminists against trans people, and understand that the ones that have a special name for them. They call them, well, I call them TERFs, but in reality, they're also called people who are gender critical. Again, here's the thing: gender is not the same as sex. They get conflated all the time, and so it's again, we see exactly what they're doing. They've been doing this for quite some time. And it's another part of the culture war that they're doing. So that's the serious component. The second non-serious component is, when did he start giving a crap about lesbians? Oh, it's because, well, he's got to have something to wank to on Friday night. There goes his Fridays. Oh, there goes his special time on the internet. Oh, the lesbians are going away. What am I going to look at? What am I going to jerk off to now? I mean, it's ridiculous. This is who they are. And as you pointed out, too, they are constantly looking for someone to attack They're constantly looking for a way to be victimized. And this is how they're doing it, and trying to take up the mantle of protecting women, and by the way, children as well, because now they're calling everybody in the left who's defending the LGBTQ community groomers. And so, I mean, you know, any time, and by the way, it just kind of shows how stupid they are. When somebody's like, oh, okay, groomer, it means they have absolutely no argument. It means they have no defense in what they're doing, and they want to just basically call you the worst thing that you could. And it's an immediate admission to that they have lost the plot. They have lost the argument.
I couldn't agree with you more. And again, this goes back to those people who said there's no difference between the Democratic side and the Republican side. Well, who hates black people and wants to shoot them in the streets? Who is okay with just shooting people and who are protesting in the streets? And who is okay with all of a sudden acting as if they're worried about lesbians while damning anybody saying anything about being gay in a classroom?
Right. Right. And by the way, for those who don't know, I'm going to be real clear on this because Matt Walsh pretends that he doesn't know. Ben Shapiro pretends that he doesn't know. All these right-wingers pretend that they don't know that gender is a societal construct. It is different than sex. Sex is real. It's a real thing. Sex is physical characteristics, genitals, hormone levels. Nobody's saying that sex doesn't exist, right? But what gender is presentation and identity. That's it. Those two things can be different. You could be born a certain sex and identify with a different gender. That's literally called transgender. And those people are 100% valid. And what the right wing is doing is saying, no, they're not valid. They're not valid because of this flawed misunderstanding that we have, because we don't read up on the science, of course, because we hate science. And we're going to claim that we have science on our side. We're going to claim that protecting women, that we're defending children, that we're doing all this stuff. But in reality, we're just ginning up a culture war issue so that we can get votes. And that's it. And that's what it is all about. It's about power. It's about getting votes. And unfortunately, the people who suffer as a result of this political ploy are people that will, if all of this stuff comes to fruition, if all this stuff passes, will be dead. They're trying to erase trans people, and it's disgusting.